Well, we are now at our Class 2, and this is the mini lecture for the first session of Class 2. Hoping you're all doing well and are weathering some of the weather that we have outside. Right now, I'm looking out at some snow. So let's talk about what we're going to be doing this week. Our objectives for this class session is to look at and identify vocabulary's role in the success of our students in the area of reading, keeping in mind that we know our students read in all subject areas, and so what's the role that vocabulary plays. Secondly, we're going to look at the close procedure. I know that some of you probably thought, oh yeah, close, C-L-O-Z-E. I know that. I used to do that. Why am I not doing it now? So that's something that I hope in the course. Sometimes there are these great tried and true methods that we use for a while, and then for some reason we're not using them. Something else comes up. So we're going to do a close procedure with Little Red Riding Hood, and so you'll have that opportunity to practice with one a little bit and think about how you can incorporate this close or a close procedure with your students. We're going to look at context clues. I know that you all know what a context clue is, and there are positives and negatives and many things for us to consider. So we're going to look specifically at some of those positive aspects of context clues and some of the negatives that we need to keep in mind with our students and vocabulary. We're going to investigate and discuss word parts, and then we're going to review some other positions from experts in the field of vocabulary. So those are our objectives for the week for this session. So have you learned a new word this week? Would you like to share it with us? I like to teach my students to be word detectives, making them cognizant of words and getting excited about words. I used to have this wall that we called the Wild and Wonderful Wall, Wild and Wonderful Word Wall, and the students would get excited and find great vocabulary words, robust as we like to say, and they would post them, they would share them, they would talk about them. Also individually when my students were reading for their SSR, in their reading journals, they had a word detective page where they wrote words they didn't know, words they read that were great words they thought, and I used to share with them how it's great to try to incorporate good vocabulary into your speaking, into your writing, and that many times people judge us on the vocabulary, on the word choices we make. So share a new vocabulary word if you have found one or have learned one this week. And then I'm going to ask you next to look at the National Reading Panel in a few minutes, their statement paper of the 5 pillars of literacy instruction. This has been around for a long while, but before you read that, I'm going to have you make a prediction. So what's your prediction of what and where they place vocabulary for teaching in the area of reading and literacy? So take a few minutes and do that, and then we'll move on to mini lecture 2. Thank you.